Hi and welcome back to part 2 of the German Battleship Bismarck. If you haven't seen part 1, right at the end of this video there will be a link to part 1. Other than that, scroll back to the channel and see if you can pick it out and have a look at that first, because you really want to have a look at all the issues I had getting the hull together with ill-fitting parts and that. So it's quite an interesting one. But this one's all about painting, getting the hull painted, getting the top section of the ship in the right colours and all ready for the turrets, the cannons, the guns, the telecommunications masts and all things like that, radio masts, and getting it all finished up. So we should get it all completed in this video. So stick with it. There'll be a lot of above shots showing me painting it, but I'm speeding all those up because there's nothing worse than watching somebody paint. Okay, follow us all the way through this one and we'll see you at the end. Bye for now. So we've done the first part of the painting, greyed up the top section and put a first coat onto the deck. So I'm going to put another coat on the deck. I've also masked up the line where the bottom part of the hull will be a different colour from the top part of the hull, so I should be painting that as well. So we get that done and then we can start assembling some turrets ready to go on. Maybe paint a few as well. Alright, so welcome back. So one of the next jobs I need to do is to get these lifeboats painted. I think they are predominantly white. So I need to slide something up underneath to avoid getting the white paint on the grey, whatever this part is that's going to fit. Ooh, it's going to fit onto there like so. So we've got to get them painted first. I think I might try and cut some paper and try and slide them up, or slide the paper up underneath the little boats. Then I can hopefully apply some paint. Why didn't I paint these before I stuck them on? Don't know, maybe I was in a rush. Okay, let's see if I can cut some paper. Okay, so this is my plan of action. So slide a piece of pre-cut paper underneath there. I should be able to get most of the paint on there. Doing it like this. So just confirming that the lifeboats are white, so that's 34. Be those two, these ones there, and the ones around the edge. Yeah, we'll do them all white. White on there, looks like it. Yeah. So that one has gone in okay. Should be able to get that white. This one's a little bit different. It's got a strange circular lump at the bottom. Don't know whether that should have come off or not. It's too late now. So all I can do, if we get this in focus, is to go down there with that and then try and get some paint on it. Okay, we'll do that now. Right, so we've got them painted with the first coat really, so we'll let them dry and get them on at this stage, and then give them a very brief touch up if needed once they're in place. And I've gone ahead and pre-painted the first coat onto there before I take them off, because they're easier to hold that way. So the colour of the deck, once again, it's presumably a wooden sort of mimic. Don't really know. I haven't gone too thick with the paint on this. I've done 2 coats and I can still see through into the grey, but I don't want to put any more on, because otherwise it's just going to be too thick and clumpy with the I don't know what colour you call that. It's a very light brown, almost bordering on an orange. But putting too much on, it's going to just make it all lumpy and horrible. So I'm going to have a go at fitting these, I don't know what they are, shrouds, which fit onto that part there. Let me get a pointy stick. That part there. So I've already scratched some of the paint back off around there, so I get contact with the glue on either side. Some tricky part is getting these ever so fiddly little things in place and to stay there while the glue sets. So let's have a go. Right, so I've got these shrouds on either side there. They're gluing up. also painted the tops of the turrets because that's what it says to do. If you look there, they have a orangey section to the gun turrets. I've done the larger ones, 4 large ones. I've got like 6 smaller ones to do now. I've also come across an online picture of the colour scheme of the Bismarck. Bring it across to my laptop. It's totally different. And that's what I've been given in the kit. So this one here has a much thicker middle line there, grey line. Although I think it probably looks blue in this light, but it's actually grey. And there's no silly white section there that there is on that bit. And the bottom part of the hull is a lot more browner than the red of this one. I'm just going by the colours of the Airfix model kit, but I don't know whether to go by this picture online or not. And the boats, the emergency lifeboats, they're not white, they're a two-tone grey, which makes more sense. Don't know, thoughts in the comments if you would, because I mean, maybe this is battle colours and what I'm doing on the model is how it was when it was launched and it was painted at a later stage, a different colour to give it more camouflage. I don't know. We'll go with the flow. Got these little gun turrets to do. I've tried trimming them up. They had lots of excess bits of plastic on the tips. I've done what I can in the way of trimming them and cleaning them up. And the same with those ones there. And what I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to paint everything on this piece while it's actually attached to the frame. It's just going to make things so much easier. At the same time, I can get some paint on these cowls. Hopefully they're dry by now. You can't see that very well. It's not focusing that good. I'm supposed to be putting that edge there. I'm supposed to be doing that in a silver. I don't know how good I'm going to be at that, but we can also have a try. What else have we done? We've painted the aeroplane and its floats, seaplane that is actually, and the anchors. So they're drying. I've got to do the underside of the seaplane. It's a slightly different colour. So yeah. Oh, we've got the rudders to go on and to be painted, but there's no rush for that. They can go on last. So it's time to fit these lifeboats, which are situated on these parts here. Now this, these parts need sticking in place, but I just need to rough up or scratch off a bit of the paint that I've already put down on it to make sure it sticks in place. So there's one there on that side and one that side. We've got a bit of grey paint on these cowls, various other bits which have had first coat of paint, which are going to go on very shortly. So there's 3 of these, 1, 2, and there's another one there, and they go there, there, and there. So we're going to get those on next. More gluing on of essential parts. So we've got that one, and this one, which I'm having to band up to keep it steady. In fact, I'm not quite sure that that's square on. I think that looks a bit better. Yeah, I've done the silver around the top of the smokestack. Okay, so we've put 4 sort of light cannons in there, which are setting. That one's got a bit of a short barrel, but it'll have to do. I've only got 4 available, although there are other cannons, but I guess they go somewhere else. We've got these items, not sure what they are, but I've put them on. One there, and one there. I have another one. I have this one, but I don't know where that goes. No, don't know where that goes. Might come across that shortly. So I've really got to let this glue go off before I keep moving things around. So I'm going to give it an hour and come back to it. Lifeboats are gluing up. Well, that's not their final resting place, that's just so that they can get glued onto the arms. I think they go in those 2 holes right on the outside of the deck there. Other lifeboats have gone into place. Those 2 and the 2 the opposite side. So we're coming along slowly. So what we're doing next is fitting 86 and 87, which is the 2 cannons, which fit on there. So that will be there, and there. I've got to remount these holes a little bit though, because there's no way they're going to fit in there. So just make them a wee bit bigger, and then hopefully these little things here, yes, look at the size of them, they are minuscule. Goodness me. Okay, I don't even know if I can get them in there. Cool. Okay, wow. I think I've got to make the hole a bit bigger, yeah. Right, I'll get back to you. Okay, that's got those those guns on. Those ones there and opposite, and their counterparts down this end, either side. Now I have these 8 gun turrets left. It looks like they go 4 either side. 1, 2, 3 and 4, both sides. So that's going to be the next job. Okay, so we've got a few more cannons and turrets, the likes of these, those, and the same all the way down the sides. It looks like I am one of these machine guns, if that's what they are. Looks like I'm one short, so I'm going to have to leave that one out unless I come across it somewhere in the box. But, doesn't look promising. No, so we won't worry about that. Crikey, the ship's got loads of guns. Doesn't need any more. Okay. So I think we are now approaching the final stages of assembly. There's not much left to go on. I painted those 3 items there, which I believe go at the end of the chains. I need to put some bronze coloured paint on the propellers and do the upper coat, or the upper half of the hull, and then there's a couple of masts to go on, telecommunications. Then we've got left in the box anchors, and then the big guns. Oh, and the cranes, they're there as well. Well, I don't want to put the cranes on until I have done the underneath, because the cranes, if I can find one, they're not supposed to be glued. They move up and down, and I think they're going to flop around a bit. If I go ahead and put them on now, they're just going to be in the way. So I'll do those towards the end. So the next part, I think we'll do the bronze, or as near to bronze as I've got. I've got some goldy coloured paint that we'll have to do for the propellers. And then we'll do the upper part of the hull. So what I've done next is paint the grey on the side of the hull. Incredibly difficult getting it that line with the sort of rusty red, probably a red oxide colour it's supposed to represent. And I believe I said before, I'm not going to try and do the darker line in between those two colours, because it's just going to be an impossibility for me. My hands aren't steady enough for that. So that's going to have to do. There are some imperfections along this top edge where the grey meets the deck of the orangey creamy colour, but I fear that if I try and overpaint the orangey cream deck colour, it's going to end up going on the grey. So I'm going to leave it. I might try and do a little bit when I start doing the snagging at the end. But for now, that's going to have to do. What's next? Well, we need to put the aeroplane on. That's ready to go on. And we need to put the... Now, I don't know what these are called. There's a couple of little holes there which they're going to sit in. I'm not sure whether that's a hole for it. Probably not. But definitely those two are. And there's another one somewhere. Oh, and we need to put the cranes on, which go either side. Yep. Right, just stuck the seaplane on. I'm a little bit stuck now for doing anything else to it for a while, because I need to let that seaplane set. But there is another job I can do, and that is on the turrets, the big main turrets. Looking at the photographs or the pictures, but these sections here, can't see very well. I'm not getting very good focus on that. But the inner parts there, they're supposed to be white. So I can do that now before I put the turrets in place. And then once the white is on the big main guns, I can just use the white to go around a bit of snagging on the lifeboats. Although I don't know why they're white. Would love to know. Well, it's got to be something being seen in the sea, hasn't it? If they're required to launch. Anyway, we'll get the white paint out and do a bit of touch up and those cannons. So we're gradually getting it all together. It's not too far off now. A few inaccuracies I've noticed. So we've got the masts up, but I was going to fit these cannons, which are ready to go, back on, but in the picture, I don't know whether you can see the colour scheme on top of the cannons there, or the turrets. All seems to be the orangey colour, browny orange or sandy colour. Now on here only the orange is on this square bit, not on these slopes, so there's a bit of confusion there. So I've done that basically to match what it shows me on here, because according to this plan, this colour here is a light grey. Well, I don't have, this is the lightest grey I've got. What's on there doesn't look that light, but it'll do. So that's one thing that's a bit strange. These gun emplacements, they're not in the holes yet. I've got to make the holes a bit bigger. Sorry, they don't sit nicely in there, so I've got to ream the holes out a bit to get the cannons in. But apart from that, should get those all on. Oh, I've just done the anchors, so we've got anchors there and there. There's one that I stuck on with masking tape, so we'll take the masking tape off, and hopefully that anchor will be, you can't see very well, there you go, will be in place. And there's also one at the back. No obvious place for that one to go, so I've just had to do my best with a guess, really. But I'm sure it'll be fine. What we've got to do next, oh, there's the rudder to go on, the cannons to go on, and that's near enough it. Oh, I've just found the little gun. Just found a little gun to go in there, so we're going to put that in as well. Excellent. Okay, so I think we are more or less finished. We've got the flagpole either end and another one there, and they have been painted. We've got the rudders in place and painted. There you go. So I'm going to call this one done. Yep, this is the Bismarck, and it's taken a couple of weeks over time, but yeah, very enjoyable, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as well, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Oh, and if you didn't see part one, at the end here, now I don't know if it'll be up that end or up that end, but there'll be a link to part one if you didn't see that. And also up here somewhere will be the option to subscribe to the channel, which would be really good if you did that, because it helps me make more. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.